Hello everyone. Recently I did a video on some cheap Chinese 18650 cells. You can see them here on the screen. They were claimed to be 9,900 milliamp hour 18650 cells. And yes, they were a ripoff, as I state here on the video. And I'm doing these to educate people as to what they're actually getting when they buy these cheap Chinese cells in comparison to what they're actually being advertised as being. So my next one I bought was Skywolf 18650 5800 milliamp hour lithium-ion 3.7 volt rechargeable cell. And I got the charger as well with it. And I got them here. You can get them on Amazon, but I bought mine on eBay for $5.99. I got the charger, and I got the two cells for that price. And I knew when I bought them that they were making a bogus claim. There is no 5800 milliamp storage capability 18650 cell available on Earth today. The highest milliamp hour cell currently available is from Panasonic, and that is the 3600 milliamp hour 18650 with the designation of NCR 18650G. So, and you're definitely not getting one of those for $5.99. I'll tell you that. But regardless, if a battery is making a claim of having over 3600 milliamp hours, currently that will change with time, but currently the highest rating is 3600 milliamp hours. If they're making the claim that they're higher than that, they're lying to you. It's not possible currently. It will change over time, but even when it changes, it only changes a little bit. Like it went from 3400 to 3600 milliamps about 6 months ago. So the increase to get to 5800 milliamp hours from 36 is quite a ways still. So I knew when I bought these that they were making a preposterous claim, but I wanted to buy them because, as you can see here, they're quite popular. 5,030 of these kits are sold, and from this one listing alone. So that's about, what, $30,000 worth of product. And every person that got that product got something that was advertising that was 5,800 milliamp hours, and it certainly is not. So we're going to find out exactly how much it is. And then I'll post that up on this video as well. I will also test the charger to see if this thing's worth anything at all. And, I'm going to post all those results here in the video. So let's look at these batteries physically so you can see how they're made, how much they weigh, their basic dimensions. And then we'll put them on the charger and discharge them. Okay, so I'm going to weigh these batteries up. I'm going to start with a 2000 milliamp hour battery I got out of a laptop battery pack, just as a reference. And like I said, there it is, 18650, 2000 milliamp hours. So let's put it on there, and you see that it's 43.7 grams. Okay, it's not 5800 milliamp hours, it's 2000. And I've tested it and it did come out to be 2000 plus. So there it is in grams, 43.6. Or in ounces, 1.537. So that's the reference weight on a 2000 milliamp 18650. So let's go back to grams here, and let's test both cells. So the first cell, number one here, is 36 grams, or 35.9 grams for the first cell. Second cell, 36.1. Pretty close in weight for between the two of them, but obviously not as heavy as the other one. Let's see what they are in ounces. So let's move it over to ounces. 1.273 on the second cell, and 1.269 on the first cell. So pretty close in weight, but definitely not as heavy as our 2000 milliamp hour, which is 1.541 or 43.7 grams. So there we go on the weight. Let's get that out of the way. All right, next thing I want to show you, which is the first thing that you should notice about these cells is that they're claiming to be 5800 milliamp hours, which is not possible. So let me zoom in on these. There we go. And so we'll go over them. You can see here, Skywolfeye. So you know that what the brand is there. They're attractively packaged, obviously, but let's read what they say here. The voltage of full charge and cutoff discharge is 4.2 volts and 2.5 volts. Okay, nice to know. Sorry, 2.75 volts. Nice to know. I'll discharge them down to 2.75, and I won't charge them past 4.2. I'll probably charge them less than that. Usually around 4.16 or so. I don't like to push it. It says, do not heat, incinerate, or reverse polarity. Yeah, nice warning. Good idea. Made in China, of course. Then we go on to further. Rechargeable with NK, whatever that means. RE/discharging protection circuit. So they're claiming to have a discharging protection. At least I'm thinking they're claiming to have a discharge protection circuit. Low discharge rate, no memory effect, low recurring operation cost, short circuit and overcurrent protection. So again, claiming to have some sort of circuitry to protect these things. Then we get into Sheath Life, SHEEF dash life. Okay, Sheath Life, around 10 years, environmentally friendly. Environmentally friendly, not environmentally friendly, environmentally friendly. So, you know, these are all clues as to the level of quality of manufacture here. They don't even get the spelling right on the outside. Then you get on to this one, 18650 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. Not battery, battery. They don't even have the spelling right there. You know, battery is not a hard one to get right, but they managed to get the name of the product they're making in English incorrect to the point of saying battery. Now that's funny. Now you can see that on the actual advertising on the net. If you look closely at the cell, they try to do a good job of hiding it by lighting it in a way that it's hard to see. Then you got the negative and the positive end on this thing, as you can see here. Nothing really fancy there, just a standard wrap, and we're back to the rechargeable label at the top. So, you know, physically, we're talking kind of sketchy here. Battery. Okay, so I'm going to test the voltage on these. Let's do that and see what they come out of the package at. So basically, let's test it out, see if what kind of charge they were delivered with. There we go. And I'll put a battery here. There we go. And they came with 1.876 volts. So obviously I have to charge it up. So I'm going to put it in my charger. I'm not going to use their charger until afterwards, as I can't really verify that it's accurate to charge these cells correctly. So there's one. Maybe I'll charge one with one and one with the other, or we'll test it afterwards. But as you saw there, 1.87. What's the other one? Number 2 here. 3.8 volts. So yeah, there's really no. This one has a way bigger charge than the first one. I'll go back to the first one just to make sure I got that right. Yeah, 1.876. So yeah, they're not properly charged. So I'll put them in the charger. Get them fully charged. I'll test the voltage before I throw them on the IMAX B6, so you can see what voltage they are prior to being discharged, and then we'll do the discharge test. Next, we're going to take the cell apart and see if it has any protection circuitry in it. Obviously, it's not up to par or not up to what the milliamp hour rating that they actually claim for them. But you know, I'll round all this up at the end. I'm going to cut the actual shrink tubing off the top of it, or the wrap, and then I'm going to disassemble the cell. So we'll go from there. See what we get. That was a really nice stuff to use on that. Yeah, look at all of yeah, some of the paint. There it is. Yeah, we got it. Get rid of that. Like adhesive. Yeah, it looks almost exactly the same as the last one. I don't see any circuitry on there yet. If there was circuitry, you'd probably have a band on the way all the way down the side of it, and I don't see that. Okay. There's the end cap. And peel all the way down. There's no strip on the outside that they usually have when they have protection circuitry. There's the end sticky. It looks exactly like the last Chinese battery I took apart. And I don't expect I'll find anything different on the inside. I'm going to use my pipe cutter to open this up. A little pipe cutter here. And then we'll see what's on the inside. Hopefully, I'm not sure. I don't think we'll find any actual protection circuitry under that. But we'll see. There was a pressure release on that. Here's what we have inside. You see a wrap in there. There's a band going to the top and a band going to the edge. So I'm going to cut that and then pull the stuff out of there. So there's the preliminary. You saw there a slight short when I was actually cutting it as I touched the edge with the positive. It doesn't seem to have caused too much of an issue on the whole thing. You can see the end cap here. I don't see any circuitry there, so we'll cut that open and see if there's the end cap. Sorry, I don't see any circuitry in that. I'll disassemble it and see what I find in there and show you that next. Well, there's the cap disassembled. I had to use some brute force to get it out, and as you can see, it's rather mangled. Focus in there. There we go. But there's definitely no circuitry in that. It's just a metal cap that the positive part of the cell goes to from the inside using this little tab here. So, yeah, no protection circuit there. No protection circuit on the top part of the cell. It's just a insulated cap, basically, you know, keeping it from grounding to the negative portion of the cell, which is the outside casing. So that's step one. Step two, I'm going to take this the guts out of this cell here. I might as well start now. See if I can easily do that. All right, just started pulling on that. I think it's just going to unwrap, basically. You just pull out the guts. There's not much in there, just a wrapped battery, basically. I'm going to put something down so I don't make a total mess here. Yeah, you can see it's smoking there, so I'm a little nervous about taking these guts out. Yep. As you can see. Basically, still got some energy to it, even though I did discharge it. Yeah, there we go. So, that's as far as I want to go with that. Basically, I don't want to breathe toxic fumes, and I don't want a chance blowing anything up. I'm going to cut the end cap off the back and see if there's any protection circuitry there. I'm sure there isn't. And we'll go from there. Well, as you can see, there is no magic protection circuit in that cell. Again, I'm not surprised. There certainly is some toxic fumes coming out of it, but there is no circuit protection on it at all that I can find. As you can see, the end cap is just an end cap. There's no circuitry there. This is the cell, and it's just connected, to the wall, and the other end was just connected to the top. So that's as far as I care to go with that, and as toxic a fume as I want to inhale for the moment. So that's it for the physical disassembly. There's no protection circuit at all. We're getting about 80% to 81%, total, less than the claimed milliamp hour amperage or the capacity that they claimed. So I'll wrap all this up. I said I would test the charger, and so here we are. And as you can see, I've got it plugged in, and it says it's a universal charger. It does, I believe, 100 to, let me check, right on it, 100 to 240 volts at 50 hertz to 60 hertz, maximum 150 milliamps. The output is DC 4.2V at 800 milliamps. So, I don't know if you can read that or not. We'll put it there for you. Hopefully you guys can see that. But what I just told you is the fact. I'm plugging it into 110 here and seeing what we get. And as you can see, it's got a little green indicator light telling you that it's on, powered up, and ready. And I believe it turns color when you put the charger in there. So, I'm sorry, the battery in there. See what we get. 4.18. Okay, so it's not going over 4.20, and it says the max it'll do is 4.20. So 4.18 is fair. That will, in theory, not overcharge your battery. If the battery limit is 4.20. Personally, don't like take them all the way to the limit, but there's the actual voltage right now. I'm going to put a battery into it. The cell that it came with, actually, the Skywolfeye 5800 milliamp hour, which is not a 5800 milliamp hour. And I don't know if you can tell there, but the LEDs turned red, so indicating that it's charging. I'm assuming that when it's fully charged, it will turn green. So let's see what we got for voltage here. My IntelliCharger i4 says that this battery is already fully charged. So let's see if I can get a voltage on it. 4.19 volts, 4.8. You see it fluctuating there. So I'll leave it on for an hour or so. That should actually, complete the charge. But I want to see how far it takes the voltage. If it goes over let's get this correct. I got that backwards. See if it goes over the 4.20. Yeah, there it said it was at 4.20. Yeah, 4.20 volts. And the LED is still red, as you can see. I'll shadow it a bit there. There we go. So we'll see. I'll leave it on for an hour. And again, I can't really recommend it because it has no protection for inverse charging. So if you plug it in backwards, it will attempt to charge the battery, even if you have the negative to the positive and positive to the negative. The IntelliCharger doesn't do that. So, from a safety standpoint, if you got somebody else using your charger who doesn't know that you can't put it in backwards, they could start a fire. And again, I can't recommend that. So I'll leave it on for an hour or so and monitor it. I don't want to start a fire myself. And we'll see what it is after an hour, and I'll get back to you. As you can see, we've got a green light there on the charger. So let's check the voltage and see where that battery is at currently inside that charger. And it should not be over 4.20, but we'll see. And it has 4.24. So that charger just overcharged that cell by 0.4 volts, meaning that I cannot recommend this. Let me get it. There we go. 4.2 volts. I can't recommend this charger. Basically, it's going to overcharge your 18650 cells, even your crap ones like this one, and eventually ruin them. So they shouldn't go over 4.20. In fact, you shouldn't even take them to 4.20. My Nightcore IntelliCharger i4 that I just showed you Never does. It basically leaves it at 4.16, 4.17 at the most. It never goes to 4.20, which I like. So that's going to extend the lifetime of my batteries. This is going to wreck your battery. So do not use this charger. It does not have any protection, and it will overcharge your cells and cause them to fail prematurely. As you can see here, 4.24 volts, not a good thing. I'm going to leave it on for another 15-20 minutes, and this took about 10 minutes from the time that I stopped videoing the first time to get to that green light there. But it's a false positive because it's at 4.24. It should have stopped at 4.20 at the maximum. So I'm going to leave it there for another 10 minutes or so and then see what happens. Okay, here's my wrap up on this kit, the Skywolfeye 5800 milliamp cell with the charger. Here's the charger, and as you can see, it's 5800 milliamp hour. Claimed storage capacity, totally bogus, lie. This is not 5800 milliamp hours. It's actually 1100 milliamp hours or less. I got the wrap up here. You can see it on the screen. There it is. Cell 1 true capacity 1116 milliamp hours, ending at 2.7 volts. And the people that noticed that I didn't use the lithium-ion program on my IMAX B6. I used the nickel metal hydride program because it's programmable to what point you want it to stop at, where the lithium-ion program stops at 2.5 volts every time. So these cells said that they were good to 2.75. I took them down to 2.70. I don't think it matters because they're just garbage. So first cell, it was 80.76 less than the claimed capacity. Cell number 2, true capacity was 1089, not 5800, and ending volts, of course, of 2.7 volts. And the claimed capacity there was 0.22% less than the claimed capacity. So totally rip-off deal. Don't buy these. They're available on eBay. They're available on Amazon as well. I suggest get yourself a name brand cell like an LG or a Sanyo or a Panasonic for sure. I'll put the links for that stuff in the video description below. I'll put links to the meter, the charger, and the IMAX B6 here in the video description as well, if you want to do these tests yourself. They're fairly inexpensive and great stuff to have if you're going to have these, be working with these cells and want to test them. So, also, this did not, this charger overcharged the battery to 4.28, 4.24, as I showed you, and 20 minutes later it was still at 4.24. So this charger will not only wreck these cells, it'll wreck any cell you put into it that's legitimate, as because it'll overcharge them to 4.24 volts, and most 18650 cells only should go to 4.20 volts maximum. So again, can't recommend the charger, can't recommend the Skywolfeye 5400 milliamp cell. So total garbage, rip-off, don't buy them. Now, if you're happy with what I showed you as far as, capacity and price, because I bought these for $4.99 on eBay with $1 shipping, so total $5.99. Hey, your deal. At least you know what you're getting now, right? And in the same vein, I'm going to do another review soon on these new ones I bought. These are the total green cells. These are from Skywolf again, Skywolfeye. They're 5,000 milliamp hours claimed, and we know that's not true. But let's see how good or how bad they are. And I'm going to test these. I didn't buy a charger with these. Thank goodness, because obviously the chargers are garbage as well. All right. If you liked this video and it helped you out in some way, hopefully it helped you from not buying these garbage cells from China, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up on the bottom right over here, and that actually helps my videos, so I really appreciate that. And also, thank you very much for watching, and for commenting if you do comment, and your time.